Like this is the last song. Just dance. 80s music.
I'm digging it.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, you know what? We can
turn
do.
it off. I cannot hear you.
Oh,
What did you say?
I said we can do whatever we want. This is the last full-length live Soul Speaks 5D on all of our platforms.
Wow.
After this, it'll only be excerpts we'll put out. All the full-length stuff will be at our site.
Let's party.
So we can say whatever we want.
But can we play music? Really? I thought it was not permitted on Facebook.
Yeah, you can play music. What is it? Do you have it on a playlist or something? I can put it in stereo and put it in.
Just on on YouTube. Okay. Yeah. Are we on?
Oh yeah. Let me let me tag you. Yeah, we're on. Hang on a second.
Okay, great. And I would like to share it on Crystal Enitico page. So I'm waiting to see if...
Okay. Hang on 1 second. I got you, sister. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. All right, edit.
Oh, we're ready. Okay, we're on.
Oh yeah.
So what did I want to do?
I just tagged you. Right there. So you're good there. I just tagged. Oops. Got it.
Let me share it on Telegram also.
Yeah. Yeah, we just opened Telegram.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we just opened a Telegram and a Rumble. And
oh, great.
We have an Instagram. So what we're going to do is we're going to put out excerpts on all the social medias, you know, like about
great.
5 or 6 of them. And yeah, try to build awareness of what we're doing.
So have you posted those links?
What links?
About Telegram?
No, we just set them up for now because we want to develop a process. Every day when we broadcast, then we break the videos down, create excerpts, and then put them out onto those platforms. We just wanted to get them ready. So we're just kind of like trying to, you know, putting it together by the seat of our pants like we're all doing. So what's going on?
Are we going to party now?
Yeah, let's party
now.
Yeah, you want to turn on some music?
Yes.
Turn on some music.
Okay. Hey, until everybody comes in.
We got 10 people on Facebook. Let's see what YouTube looks like. There you are. Yeah, we got about 30 people in the house. That is 80s music.
It's party time.
That is 80s music.
Okay, turning it down. We need to get serious now.
Hey, Bronte Sims, our sister that lives in California, she said, I love reading Eirine's post on Telegram. Happy for this show.
Oh, thank you.
You got a little Telegram fan club going on here. Okay.
Yeah, a small one, but very appreciated. Very sweet. So we're going to get serious now.
Serious. We made it to the promised land. What are we talking about? Serious.
That's why I think we should party.
Yeah. This
is what I want to do from now on. I want to give parties and play music. I think this is what I came for.
Yeah. Good food. Good atmosphere, good music, nice coloring, frequencies.
Blissing out with love.
Yeah. With 80s music blasting.
Yes, I mean, all kinds of music, as long as they're, you know, dancing, uplifting, loving, whatever, all kinds of music.
So the motherboard.
Oh, the motherboard.
Well, let me ask
But
you this.
first,
Go ahead, you go
want-
first.
You posted a picture today with an image today with diamonds
Yeah,
in the sky.
yeah.
And I want to show you my diamond.
Wow.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
So I'm like a child with my diamond. I bought it 2 months ago and I'm literally sleeping with it.
Really?
Yeah, many nights I take my diamond and sleep with it. I love it. It's just glass, but it's reminding me just the, its presence. It's reminding me of the diamonds that we are. So the motherboard, yes. So the motherboard was part of the 4 living diamonds that we managed, we did it, we facilitated their return back to Earth. And the motherboard, the information about the motherboard came in around January. And at the beginning, I thought that the motherboard was going to be inside the ruby diamond that was going to come back. But just maybe last week, it was explained to me, because the explanations always come at the last minute, that the motherboard never left. It is at the top of the pyramid, at the top of our realm. And the motherboard was always there. It was just dimmed down after the departure of the ruby diamond, after the last fall, the last fall that we had in consciousness. Certain living beings, certain living diamonds departed from this realm because they couldn't stay here. It wasn't their, their thing to experience. Anyway, so the main mother crystal was removed from the motherboard, and now it's returned. And I'm very happy about this. There are many people involved in the returning of the mother crystal inside the motherboard. And I really want to thank them all. And I know that there are many people around the world that they have been working with their own teams for the return of these diamonds. I know because many people have been writing to me and referring the same information. So we did it. So the motherboard is basically the lotus flower, and it is being switched on both on top of our realm, but also on top of our individual systems. So the ruby diamond that came back brought back certain frequencies that were lost from our reality. We couldn't access them, neither in our external world and in our energy field, our aura, our system. So we were also dimmed down. So now that these frequencies have returned, the petals of them, I mean, it's very complicated. I cannot even explain it. I just see it as a beautiful flower rotating and, releasing these frequencies. It has a beautiful energy. And yeah, it's like a disco ball now. It's like a disco ball.
80s music, baby. Is it blue? Is it a shade of blue?
So what I was receiving is that the ruby diamond is bringing back all the frequencies of red, ruby, violet, pink, magenta, but the blue diamond was the blue azurite of truth that came back in February. So blue, clear blue, was the blue diamond, the blue azurite that came from the anti-world, the antimatter world. And it was given back to our realm, and it was said that truth will come back. Truth about the reality of the system we live in, because it's very, very different than what we think. So the blue azurite of truth came back and brought the sphere of the antimatter, and also brought many seeds of truth that was spreaded in many different areas in the world, and also in the hidden cornerstone of the Great Pyramid in Egypt. And it was said that no one knows where the cornerstone of the Great Pyramid is. Only the architect knows. The architect of the Great Pyramid.
Mm.
So now that the day that we did the process with the returning of the ruby diamond, it was the top of the pyramid that was activated. So
Really?
the blue diamond activated the cornerstone, and the ruby diamond the top.
Wow. When was this around the 23rd of March?
Are you talking about the top? Yes,
yeah.
the ruby, the 23rd of March. Yes, exactly. And then a few hours later, we start receiving all these images from the storm, the geomagnetic storms in these colors, the magenta, the ruby red, the pinks, the purples. It's amazing actually what is happening. And I think I had the guidance to do this the very day that Pluto entered Aquarius, because it was very much connected to this.
Wow. Was that the 23rd as well? The day that Pluto entered
Yes,
Aquarius?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that was a powerful day.
Yes.
And it's only
Very
3
much.
days. It's only 3 days ago.
Yes. How have you been feeling since that day?
Man, Morgan and I had been guided to put these sessions out, which we've never done before. And I think we've had 2 or 3 in those days, and they've just been unbelievable. The one last night was unbelievable.
What was your experience?
Well, it was huge. I need to go back and listen to it. It was late for me, and I was energetically drained from it in a good way. When you have but we've been merging for over 7 years.
Yes.
And we've merged a lot. And last night, and she said it, last night we merged at the root chakra with our third energy, and I'm probably leaving something out. And she said, this is the deepest merging we've ever had. I mean,
wow.
And I said, you better believe it. So I can't really speak in terms of explanation because this energy is too fresh. That's what we need people like you for. But I can tell you that the colors you speak of, I'm seeing colors like I've never seen before. My third eye is more open now than it's ever been. Everything is coming online. What I do remember, I need to go back and listen to this meditations. I think it's meditation 11. Go figure that. On a 9-day. She messaged me that this morning. But yeah, there's just something happening so fast. And so many things like what you just told me. It's like I could see everything you were talking about. I saw the lotus. I saw it open. Last night when we had this meditation 11, we asked for the Soulogy tree, or we asked for the energy of Soulogy to, and we set it up like that, and it came as a tree, and there was all this stuff started happening to both of us. Most of it was exactly the same. But one of the things that happened, when we first saw it, when it first appeared to us in 2018. It was a tree, a golden tree that bore golden fruit, looked like golden apples. These were these were flowers that were budding, right? And but yeah, and then ultimately, in a collective sense, that was our personal experience. In a collective sense, it was the golden child, masculine, feminine, solidifying on the grid 100%. We went down, we went into the Soulogy opening, we went down these stairs, and then we started multidimensionally going into some other stuff, went back. But when I got to the bottom of the stairs, there was this, all those colors you're speaking of, especially like a greens and aquamarines, and you know, it was the floor. And then she was seeing it all over the walls. So the colors, and I've been seeing them in my third eye too, which I'm going, wow, it's happened like 4 or 5 times. I'm like, well, I've never had this before. So yeah, I didn't know that the magnetic, I knew about the magnetic storms because everybody was, you know, feeling it. And I don't really follow that stuff, but you know, it's getting to where it's easier and easier to follow it because the information is being passed around. But I didn't know it was correlated with the colors. That's, I mean,
yes, and it started the night of the 23rd, and it went up 24th, continued. It's still on. People are uploading. I didn't follow it either. I just started seeing, you know, on my feed, people uploading these pictures, and I had people sending them to me, you know. So yeah, it was amazing. And that green was present, the more fluorescent green.
Was it like a lime green?
Yes, like this.
Yes, that's what.
Yes.
You gotta listen to the thing, man. I'm telling you, it's like 40 minutes. It's like 45 minutes. But
this is also connected to Pluto.
This lime green thing came out. She's channeling it. It's like, and it was everywhere. And then, God, what was the other thing that happened?
Yes, I drew it yesterday. Do you see this?
Yeah,
I was doing a drawing. Yeah. And I put this color in, yes.
Man. Oh, she was
saying... It's also connected to Pluto, yes.
She was saying that the Aurora Borealis in that channel came in, and it, whatever was going on energetically, whatever she was describing, it was projecting out onto the earth as well.
Yes.
So yeah, this is crazy.
So listen, the way we brought back the ruby diamond is that a certain person carrying a certain mechanics was taken up to the 12th dimension and then brought down the diamond. So while this was happening, the minute the diamond started returning down towards the earth, and the Acropolis portal, because this is the portal we have been working through, I saw a rain of colors, but never in my life I would expect to see this, like, you know what I mean, to just see it so fast materializing. It was just unbelievable. Yeah, it was just amazing, just crazy. But I guess, yeah, we're moving into a more, you know,
well,
instant manifestation reality.
Well, and it's like the etherical's taking on physical qualities more and more.
The what?
Like the etherical, like the the dimensional or the non-physical, or the lucid dream type, you know, those elements that we experience at, let's just say, outside of our body, or however you want to put it, third eye, they're taking on a physical elements. These colors, you know, I mean, what, this only been what, maybe 10 hours, 12 hours, and I know 3 people, you, me, the lime green and all those other colors coming in. And you're right about the pictures too. There's some incredible pictures going around.
Yes,
absolutely amazing.
Yes, it's just, whew. And imagine that all of these activations, these new frequencies have started entering our own systems, the systems that we couldn't access before.
Yeah.
So I think we're, I wrote about this yesterday, maybe, we're going to be experiencing powerful charging, like unprecedented, like we have never felt this before, at least in this lifetime. So we will be feeling this charging in different areas of our system, our aura, our circuits. And yeah, we're going to have to learn how to handle this, because it's very powerful. It's very powerful.
Yeah.
And what was amazing was that we were told that as these new frequencies are now being released in the system and on Earth, we're basically upgrading and raising our vibration very fast, and we will reach a point that we will not be visible to those who are not synchronizing with these frequencies. And we will explain how this is amplifying the split in realities for now, and how we will be coexisting in the same space, basically, with the other people who are not synchronized to these frequencies, but they won't be able to see us, but we will be able to see them. So basically, it is like the relationship we have with our spirit guides,
right.
Our spirit guides. So they are invisible to us. We can feel them, but I'm talking about the physical reality. And they have done what we're doing before, and they have been our spiritual guides, but we cannot see them in the physical. So we're basically becoming like them now. We will be able to see them, we will be able to interact with them, but the people who are not synchronized in these frequencies will not be able to see us, and we're going to kind of become their spirit guides. Does this make sense?
Yes, makes sense.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And you feel like that's going to be in the physicality, like our physicality, regardless of what our physicality looks like, they still won't be able to, they will only be able to detect us as we detect our spirit guides.
Yes. I'm not sure how it's going to happen, but this is the information, and I'm not sure how long it will take for us to actually, but it's already happening. It's happening slowly, slowly. It's happening. I'm not sure when or how this will be, fully manifest.
Well, from a soul level, regardless of what we look like, whatever, it makes total sense. It makes total sense.
No, please go.
No, I was just going to say, all I was going to say was it could be one person, it could be a group, whatever, half the people, whatever it is, it's one person or more going up in frequency, literally into a higher dimension.
Yes. Maybe for some time, Todd, and until the whole change will take place, and then we will all might meet again. You know what I mean? Because we have a window until this happens, until all the geological changes, until the new biosphere comes on, which, by the way, it's going to have these kind of frequencies like magenta, pink and stuff. And maybe for a period of time, we will be in the split.
Right.
After the change, after the new establishment of the new biosphere, I believe we will start coming together again. And because we were told also some time ago that there are people, most of the people, who are not synchronizing with this energy. They cannot. So their initiation to the new will be those massive geological changes. They will experience their awakening through these. But for those who are already synchronized and aligned to these new frequencies through the higher self, we won't need to go through this. We won't need to go through this experience of this catastrophic experience to wake up. So I guess the splitting is happening for a period of time, and each one of us will choose. We are choosing the experience we want to have. This is how I perceive it, anyway.
Yeah, of course, and from a soul level, it makes total sense. And you know, like I tell Morgan, the human's always the last one to find out. So it's like it's almost like we're the last echo. Yet we still have this free will. We still have, you know, a fascinating journey. And like listening to you, you know, I'm getting downloaded, and I've been getting this same message over and over to disconnect, to remove from your life, or to the best of your ability, to stay in a frequency field, a shared frequency field with this, right?
Yes.
And so like the more I listen to the people that come on like you, after what we just did, you know, like I said, this is our last full-length live SOULSPEAKS 5D on the normal social platforms. There's something about the energy, and it's not just Soulogy. There's something about the energy of moving into spaces that we've been able to get to in ourselves, and now have a common area, like a mass merging. It's like a super cell inside of this body, and there may be distortion or whatever, but these cells are bigger than that, and they're growing very rapidly. And I think after that session last night, listening to you when we started, I don't think I know the new Earth grid is not, you know, I always picture it as a diamond grid and octahedron grid, but I saw it solidified like like a floor. Okay.
Yes.
And so
like a horizon. It's a new horizon. It's a new land.
Clean. It's real clean. And I remember last night hearing the words, "You are walking on the new grid. You are the new grid." The fusion was through the body, you know, like you were talking about that emerald or ruby or whatever.
Yes.
And you were saying it was on top of the realm, but how it's also on top of us, right? So all of that, the micro, the macro, however you want to look at it, that's what I heard last night. It was like, it's like a voice says, like, you are, you know, and it pictured me walking, like you are walking on the grid, like there is no, it's, you know, it's done kind of thing. It's major activation.
It's mind-blowing, and I don't think that our minds can really grasp it. It's just, you know, just through following the heart and following the guidance. Because as I said, these are at least the words coexisting. There's no like different space. All dimensions coexist with each other, you know, one inside the other. Yeah. And it's difficult for the mind to grasp this. How can I be here? And then, you know, my neighbor also to be here, but he cannot see me and I cannot see him. Like, I don't even want to go there. How can this happen? It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, like, you know, you're talking to someone and you can, it's way beyond empathy. It's like, you can see, you know, I mean, I'm talking to people and they're telling me a story. This like when you were talking, and this has happened with Morgan. It's happened on the show before. I mean, it always happens with Morgan, but I'm just saying it's becoming more with other people, you know, it's happening with other people more and more and more. Yes. So I kind of see it like maybe the way things happen is, you know, that old world that you're talking about, it keeps running and we're walking around in it. They can't see us. And we're basically spending our time in these types of, you know, arenas, be it a 3 or 4 girlfriends, sisters you get together with, or, you know, absolutely. Something like this.
Not only that, for me, at least in my personal experience, I have synchronicities have been happening that are so clear. that are pulling me out of the old world. Like even products that were my favorite products, they don't exist anymore. Like I cannot find them, they're canceled, whatever. So many, like I've been experienced for the past 3 years a lot. Many things that I used to do, that I used to go to, are just shutting down for me. Like something is telling me, just for a while, for a certain time, just be with yourself and those who you can vibe with. And the difference between the people who will be staying in the old reality and the people who will be moving to this new reality, it is on the contracts, on the soul contracts. Yeah. Meaning that because where we are, the third dimension, right? It's, I think we've talked about this before. It's like the lowest level, the lowest reality of heaven, and the highest of hell, of the underworld. So us being here, we were holding contracts for both worlds. Us settling our contracts with the underworld and the demonic possessions that we all had. Everybody was demonic, was under demonic possession. So us settling these contracts, and also the initial soul contracts after the initial falling, basically is changing our relationship to the elements, our relationship to the land. And this is why we're able to move ahead, to move forward. And the demonic or lower frequency beings, they cannot follow us where we go. Right. So this, it's like, a goodbye. It is like a farewell between us and them. But the people who haven't addressed their contracts, it's all about contracts, Todd. I heard you saying once about David Icke, who was saying these people are, the elite is few people that we can put in a room. And you were saying, why, how come they have so much power on humanity? I believe, my personal view, it is because of the initial contracts. Right. It's all about the contracts. And Pluto in Aquarius, the inner message and the inner power that is bringing is this: for us to claim back our divine rights upon the elements, which were held from in the underworld, because this is how the contracts were, the initial contracts. So Pluto in Aquarius, it will give us the chance to take back our contracts, take our rights upon the divine, the elements and their pure essence, and our jurisdictions upon the land. This is very important.
This is incredible.
And our true identity, we're not going to be anymore dead at sea, as we are, that we are considered dead at sea by the 3D law system, literally.
Maritime law.
Yes, yes. We're not going to be like that anymore. And I think you do know that there are many people around the world, which I call them the truthers, because I think they're bringing ascension through the material world, masculine energy, while we were bringing the ascension process through the spiritual feminine energy. So there are many people around the world, many lawyers, many people who have been claiming their rights to the government. They will, filling applications, taking back the rights of free sovereign being from the government. Yeah. Also freeing their children, because whenever we have, a woman and a man are having a child in the hospital, and they get the birth certificate, this child doesn't belong anymore to the mother and the father. Everything goes through the system, and this is something that I think humanity doesn't know. You know what I mean? Like, you need to make some research about this. So all of these will be revealed now with Pluto coming in Aquarius, and we will have those, we will do those actions to get back our rights and our contracts, soul contracts, government contracts, whatever. It's all about the contracts. Everything is about the contracts. So the people who have, let's say, I mean, I could go on.
Let me ask you one. I have one question, and keep going. Yes. I want to keep hearing this. Now, when you refer to the soul contracts, yes, you're talking about, I'm just going to try to, okay. The last contract we signed before we came here, would that have been like 12,000 years ago when the flood came, and, you know, or was there, or does it even matter?
I'm talking about the initial contracts before all the civilizations. I'm talking about the fall, the initial fall. So
okay, I got you. I
mean, all right. Yes, and all the contracts in between, of course, yes. Okay. But we have been working with the initial contracts, and I will explain.
Who did we sign these contracts with?
With the being who took the initiative to create this this simulation, this tree of life world, whatever. And this being, from what we know, didn't have permission to do it, but it went on and did it. Okay. After it went on and did it, this being followed certain laws. So I will say it very simple. Most of the souls who were lured in this creation were children, divine children, young beings, like 7, 10, 15, 20 years old. They were lured in the same way as someone would go to a playground of kids today and give them a candy, or give them something nice, or promise them, come, I will show you a little dog, or I will, literally like that. So when the children were lured in, because of their pure essence, of course, they didn't have ability to discern what was happening. They were just lured in. Right. Once they were lured in, they were introduced to heaven, what we call heaven. And then there was this was the first falling, okay? The second falling is from heaven, what we know heaven. So right there, when the beings realized that after the second falling, when they realized that this was not what they were promised, they went through severe shock. Yeah. And I've been working with many people during the years about that moment of realization that they cannot go back. And not only that, they had to go through the whole circle. And those beings, us, we knew that this journey was going to be long. It wasn't something that, it would finish fast. So right there, they were given the truth. So now you're here. What do you want to do? Are you going to cooperate with us, or are you going to be an outsider? Cooperating, it means both dark and light, because the game is for both. Mm-hmm. So at that point, of course, many beings who were very, very innocent, they believed in the blackmail. They said most people say, I was promised safety, I was promised protection, I was promised power, you name it. They went to have marriages that were with the fallen ones. So the whole story started there. Even the beings that said, I'm not going to cooperate, I'm just going to be left alone, I'm going to do it myself. They went through many, many difficulties. And many of them, at some point, they were so tired, so fed up that they did cooperate. Does this make sense?
Yes.
So, yes. So it's a whole story about the contract.
Man, this is this is awesome intel. And when you're talking about the reality of the souls that populated this creation, which obviously is much bigger than Earth, right? I mean, it's maybe centered here, but
Yes, it
it's
has
okay.
many realms.
But in that the souls that were drawn here, okay, that were, you know, seduced to come here. They were genuine, innocent children energy.
Yes.
So
yes.
a copy is a copy is a copy is a fucking copy.
Yes.
So that's
And
why you see the child trafficking and all that.
yes, it's the
Sexual
same
bullshit.
thing, Todd.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing. And the poison, I want to say this, the poison is always present whenever there is a descending and ascending moment in there's always a poison present, like it is now. You know what I mean? What kind of poison was given to the people? It's the same thing. It is a learning technique for something that is good, but it's not. Also, when this happened, elders, not only children, elders jumped in to help the children that got lured in. So those elders, yeah, many of them are us. And we did take parts in many contracts, trying to keep it together, trying to keep the.
Yeah, man. I remember,
you know what I mean?
Time travel, the time traveling, going back, changing this, changing that, like spy versus spy, you know.
Yes.
But look, this intel that you're sharing right now, this is incredible. This is our history. This is our history that has come from direct channels of you and the people you work with. You've been working with a group in Athens for a long time, haven't you?
Yes, but it's not a group based in Athens. We only have like 3 people from Athens usually, or 4. Okay. The rest of the people are from different areas of the world. So it's an international group, but through the
So you're there. You and a couple of the people are there, and when you get this group together, you're working with the energy centers there. Yeah,
yes,
that makes sense. Yeah. So yeah, okay. How many times did you have an incarnation in Greece?
Oh my God, I don't know. A few times. There is do you know the Elefsina? Have you ever heard about this place, Elefsina?
No, tell me about it.
Anyway, Elefsina is known in the ancient Greece, where we had the Eleusinian mysteries, where they were dedicated to Demetra and Persephone. Persephone was the daughter of Demetra that was abducted by Pluto, and they later made this agreement for her to be 6 months in the underworld and 6 months in this world. And I mean, it's it's amazing. So anyway, the first time I went to the Elefsina Museum, there was a pot there with some, people on it, and I was stuck. My eyes stuck on this pot because it's me on this pot. Like I was a little child being initiated in the Eleusinian mysteries. So yeah, it's crazy. I know this one. I was an initiate there, and in the Eleusinian mysteries, people, they would go through certain initiations and processes in order to for their soul to leave their body, in order to learn how not to have just their energy body out, to totally disconnect the soul from the body. Really? And they would learning how to come back, out and back. And we don't know much about the mysteries.
Would the body be like asleep? When it,
we don't know much. That's the thing. It's a lot
What?
of this knowledge has been lost.
well, I just wonder if when we go to sleep, if maybe that's because we mastered that or we brought that with us. Maybe that's how we go get our information. I don't know, but I love
Yes,
this
but
history that you
maybe not sleeping in the way that we do every night, but maybe going in a deep samadhi state,
yeah.
and then being able to for the soul to leave the body. I think it's the same kind of works that they did in Egypt also.
And it probably too, in you know, one aspect of our multidimensionality is like when you're in stasis on a ship. So obviously you're in stasis. It could be, you know, many years or whatever the case is, but where is because I've had a few like, you know, out of bodies or whatever you want to call it, lucid dreaming, where Morgan and I were on a ship.
Yeah.
All blue, kind of skinned, and we were in stasis on the ship, yet we were consciously there. Okay. And it was like a big deal. You know, it was one thing that I guess we'd all been trying to work on or whatever, but it sounds like the same type of thing. Like if you're in stasis and when we're asleep, we know about the silver cord, but you're talking about a total soul removal.
Yes. We are in stasis also in the underground in different places in the world. I have a body in stasis here. Those are bodies in the spaceships, as you say, in the ship. I have a different, from what I know, these bodies are the bodies of that put, because I mean, it's so complicated. This is like this, what I described before about the falling and the contracts and everything. This is happening in a game. We are the ones who are dreaming it in the ships, okay? So this is what was decided after the fifth dimensional revolution that took place, but this is outside of our world. So we went to sleep in certain crystal wombs, and we're dreaming this. We're dreaming this. Once we will finish the game, we will wake up.
80s music.
I put it back on.
That was funny. Yeah, this is awesome.
Yes, exactly.
This is awesome.
So we are now in the group. We are called to work with the Luciferian aspect next. We're going to have it next week. So
explain that.
We can, what?
Can you explain that to us?
Yes. So we have been working with the Plutonian aspect. We have been working with different aspects of ourselves. Pluto is the one that pulled us down, but it's also the one that's going to push us up. And we are all Persephone. We are all being abducted, you see. We have all been abducted, and we had this agreement, 6 months and 6 months. So now this is ending. And also Pluto is returning into Christ. So all of our aspects are returning into the light because we're settling these contracts. So now that the 4 living diamonds have returned, I got the okay to work with the Luciferian aspect. And this, by working with this aspect, we will take it has to do with the new earth, the new world, the new land, the new horizon. We will get the rights back to the new horizon once we worked with the Luciferian aspect, which we always all carry. Yeah. And I was told that because of this work that we are called to do now, we will experience intensive toxicity coming up from the body, like coming up in the physical body. because the luciferian aspect is holding a lot of toxicity.
Yeah.
So we will experience this in the months to come until the summer solstice. We might experience, I'm not saying everybody, but
Yeah.
we might
Man, I
experience
hope not,
toxicity
man.
coming up.
I'm going to be bald-headed by June. This keeps going on. I had to like put sea salt all over my face today, and this scrub with the, I mean, this is, we're pulling in a lot of energy.
Yes.
We are grinding.
This is the charging, the new charging. Yes. Yes. I guess we have to breathe and trust and follow the guidance. And I've been telling the people I'm working with, please, please, please take any help you need on any level from because everything is coming up, everything that has been left unresolved, unaddressed. Like I started language therapy. I had to go back and, address my dyslexia, address my learning disabilities. And this, I did it consciously. It was awakened from within me. I knew there was some kind of a blockage in my neuro system, and so it's been helping me a lot. I went to a language therapist. She's treating children, literally. Like before me, it's 5-year-old. After me, it's a 5-year-old. So I love it. She's great. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything we need to somehow address it. It's going to come up and we need to get help. And often people say, they have this mentality that they don't need to ask for help. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's coming from, the old mentality that I have to do it myself. I have to prove it. You know what I mean? And I think it's not, this is not beneficial anymore. We need to
it won't work. It won't work anymore.
Yes, we need to be humble and ask, address.
That's right.
And I think those who have a pure intention of really addressing any issue that will be coming up, they will have the ability and the help to do it financially also. The higher self is helping, everyone who's honestly open to go into therapy of any kind of therapy.
Yeah. Well, I think we've been in self-therapy, regardless.
Absolutely.
But I think absolutely. I think there's I get activated on this show. I mean, this has been an activating show. It's like a session.
We're doing it anyway, but receiving help or tools from people who know.
Reaching out, yeah.
Yes, it's very, very helpful. We're the ones who are doing it. But you know what? I don't know it all. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of specialists. I mean, and you never know, you know how it is. You've been doing this for years and years and years, but it only takes one moment. The one moment with the right practitioner, the right friend, exactly.
and you can explode.
I agree. But this moment can take forever if you if you have a belief that, we have blind spots. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's just we have blind spots. And nobody says we have to do it alone. Everybody says do it together. So the message is we can do it together.
Right. Yeah. It's a step towards oneness, too. It's trust.
Yes.
It's trust.
Yes.
We can't be guarded forever. We have to trust everything outside of us, essentially.
Yes.
I mean,
but it's because of trauma, there is resistance, still. But again, Saturn moving into Pisces gave this message. We received this message saying that whoever is willing to receive a therapy plan of complete therapy, psychotherapy, it is available for them during the next 3 years. So the need for therapy is really essential now with Saturn in Pisces. Psychotherapy, soul salvation, you know, we visited the abyss world of the subconscious, and it's a world that actually exists in the physical. It's an abyss in the great ocean. And we went in there. It was a very strong initiation, and we came across hidden trauma, hidden memories that we had pushed away. So the self is now pulling all the essence that was trapped in the abyss out in the light. This is why this plan of therapy was given. Because these essence of the self that was stuck in the abyss of the subconscious are now being pulled out. Of course, for everyone who is willing, okay? Not by force, but I was also told that the people who will continue resisting the change or avoiding or bypassing certain pending traumas, issues with the self, they will have they will get it in an absolute way now. They will get the how do you say, the
kick in the ass.
Yes, it's not gonna be like before. No, it's gonna be very, very different now. So I think many people might also leave.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, because I'm not sure they will find a way out of addiction, codependency that Pisces is connected to. So yeah, it's a lot is happening.
How would you feel about coming on and doing a show like this once a month?
I mean, what, doing a live session?
Yeah, like how would you feel about doing a show like this once a month?
Openly to people Soulogy. I don't know.
Well, on the Soulogy, on the Soulogy network.
Yeah, yes, on Soulogy, but openly, to people openly.
You mean like to do a session? What do you mean?
Oh, what did you mean? I didn't understand.
Oh, I just meant like how I think it'd be cool, because like we're building from the ground up, to bring in the people over the years that, like that like anytime.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yes,
yeah.
I thought like you meant I thought you meant a healing session.
Well, that would be cool.
Confused.
That would be cool, doing a healing session openly. That would be interesting. Yeah. I mean, that's code sharing. I mean, that would be real interesting, actually. I think that well, you've been doing it long enough. I've hung around Morgan long enough, and I've proxied before, like I did the other night, where she facilitates it, and then I talk to the the other person's higher self, because they have a block, and then how that goes. But like even like the sessions we've put out, some other things we've done in the past, you can observe something and get activated. No doubt.
Absolutely. But my guidance is that if we do that, I need to think about the
you know what? Yeah,
I need to think about it, because my system is specific, and I need to think about how this can be done in a safe way for me.
Okay. And I'll tell you what, I'll throw something in there, and because I believe that we're all moving towards transparency.
Yeah.
And I think that so what I'm willing to do is to say publicly, if you decide you want to do that, I would like to directly address my personal addictions.
Your?
Yes.
What did you say?
my personal addictions.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
And I will be open about it. Yeah.
What I'm really good at, like, because each one of us, we have our own unique system. What I'm really good at, I'm very useful to the people who are ready to come in contact with certain truths about themselves that maybe they have been avoiding. So because I read auras, and because I can get, I can get in the system, read what it is, and share it with the person. When someone is ready to come to me with self-responsibility of knowing what of wanting to know what they have difficulty to access, I'm their person. I'm really good at this. I'm really good. So yeah, for sure. We could do, I have to think about this, about
think
the
about it.
addiction.
Think about it, because I'd really like to put stuff on the network and promote people putting stuff on there that's different.
Mm-hmm. Also, there is another detail, Todd. When we go in the sessions, and when we have to deal with contracts, exorcisms, you name it.
Holy shit.
I have to, the reason why I'm placing an exchange, a balance, is because of also to protect myself. Because when I give the information out and I do all the processes, if the other person hasn't not taken responsibility, even in the way of exchanging, financial exchange, I am exposed because I'm breaking, certain balancing laws. So when a person is stepping in with a certain balancing amount, they're taking the responsibility. The same way it happens with all kinds of therapy, psychotherapy. You need to take responsibility, and the most easy way is through a small amount of money,
Absolutely. Like
it's different for me to share like we do now. I can share for another 3 hours, but when we get to the actual liberation processes, there we need to really be careful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't reached that level of being saint, because other beings, they could do this without any balancing, without any, but I am very conscious that I haven't reached that level. When I do, I'm going to let my friends and my clients know. But you remember the story with, do you know the story with Mikao Sui? Mikao Sui, who is he was a Japanese man. He's the one who brought Reiki back into the modern world. He's the one. And so Mikao Sui, the story of Mikao Sui is that he brought back the symbols of therapy, of Reiki, and then he started sharing it with the world. And he also created, clinics of healing, and people would go there, and they would get healed. But he noticed that after a while, they would fall back into their illness, their addiction or whatever. So he said that it is a good thing for certain healings to be a balancing present, so that people take the responsibility. This is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is absolutely essential to what we're all doing, because there is so much power that we're coming into being in integrity and being responsible. I can just feel it. I'm not saying that I'm going to be purified, but I'm saying that it makes the writing's on the wall. I don't know what it's going to look like, but it's going to affect my diet. It's going to affect my exercise. It's going to affect my sleeping. I can feel like this attunement occurring. And I think it takes that honesty of the soul to say, look, I know you like to smoke a cigarette every now and then. but whatever, everybody's different. For some people it might be, you can't eat meat or whatever the case is, but the bottom line is they all represent something that was created that to distract us. Okay. So, or not to be, we're less present. You think, well, how am I less present if I, smoke a spiff, you know what I mean? But things are changing, and these colors coming in, this telepathy, the manifestation thing, we don't have a clue. Last night during that session, I was given so much information in a non-verbal way. And one of them was, and like she said, that was the deepest merge we've ever had. And we've had plenty. But there was part of the intelligence that came in that there was no space. Okay. Now, when we were together physically, she's always on the left, right? She sleeps on the left. We walk, these last few days since the 23rd, it's shifted. So every time we go into a portal, she's like, this is weird. I'm on your right. And I'm like, I know. Yes. So, but last night, one of the part of the information that came in non-verbally was around, there's no space. Like this I've heard before, but this was so real. It was so physical and palpable. Like I could feel like if she was, and it was right there on the right-hand side, right? So there's all that stuff is going on, and I don't want to miss out on anything because I'm not present. And if it means I have to start walking 5 miles a day and get in better shape, or stop smoking cigarettes, or stop, I'm not eating sugar. I've made some changes. I think that we're all going through this, and I think it's in our best interest to at least explore the idea of removing these patterns of behavior that are second nature, that are like security blankets. They're like being on the tit. We're not babies anymore. Sorry, yes. I didn't mean to go off on all that, but I guess I had to get that off.
But it's exactly as you say it. There is trauma behind it. There is pain behind it, not only from this lifetime, from all this journey that we got in. So every time we have a huge activation, and I keep on reminding this to everybody I work with, we reach a higher plateau, we reach a higher frequency, but then we are called to actually integrate it and process it in the material, in the physical. And this is where is the most challenging part, because often I see the people in the sessions, they get high with the energies that we reach, and then they forget to do the work, like literally. So, but then it's the energy that is pushing them to do the work. So, it's very important to know that every time we have a breakthrough or an upgrade in energy, we are being called to follow up with our body. And because there's so much trauma stored, we really need to take it slowly and start loving and accepting ourselves. We went through so much. We're still going through a lot. Just we need to be present now more than ever in our physical body. And what I think will help a lot is that now that the energy of the mother has returned, I think our relationship with the mother will be healed, because the deepest pain is, again, with people's in sessions, when we reach the moment of separation from the mother. Again, it's one of the most painful moments. And now that the mother is returning, when the lotus started coming back on, I saw a direct connection to the heart. She's bringing the flower. This is a flower in the heart and in the root chakra. So April, for me, even the numbers of the 448, 447, it's the root, which is the 4 elements, the heart, which is the 4th chakra, and the 7, which is the crown. So I think these three portals, because we have been working with the solar and the 2nd before, now the chakra up above the head, the heart and the root are being realigned, reactivated, this time with connection, deep connection with the mother. And I think this will help us deal with the addictions and the toxicity we have been carrying, because there is so much pain coming from separation from the mother, our true mother, our true mother.
Yes.
This will help us.
Yes. And
feel complete again. You know what I mean? Like feel all of our circuits complete again.
I think that's been part of this last, well, since the 23rd. Like I know, and I can't recall right now, but we had a huge mother thing going on.
Yeah.
Like we were told, well, we chose to walk into the womb, to step into the womb, but as soon as I did, it stepped into me. Like it was crazy. I became the womb. It was just, and we had this whole experience. It was one of the sessions.
Wow.
But the mother energy, even with my own mother.
Yes.
I mean, and I don't know what's going to happen with this. I mean, I've made my peace, truly made my peace in dimension, and seen and had that experience of, you know, during this time period. Yeah, probably this month, I would say. Does that mean I'm going to go see her? Does that mean, you know, I don't know, but I know this: if no matter who my mother is, or who your mother is, or, you know, Earth Mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
She is the mother. Now,
yes.
that doesn't grant that person an inordinate amount of power, control, or inequality or prejudice. It doesn't. And the point is, if you cannot have compassion for your own mother, regardless of what she may or may not have done to you, you are not whole with the Holy Mother herself. Yes. So I think, you know, I've had some stuff happen in the last, like I said, this month. One of the things I saw was what you're talking about, and the mother was shown to me. Now, at the same time, in the last 10 days, I've been having these massive mergings, or my channel's fully open to Mother Earth, which I've never had that before. Like she's running through my legs. Yeah. But yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. It was about the mother and something that happened, but yeah, my reality hit that core. It hit to the core, that about my own mother. Now I'm speaking of really every woman at this point, because, and I don't believe that's just going to come from the men. I think the women will all see her for what she is, and have the same reverence, honor, respect for those images of her, no matter what has happened up to this point on a personal level or otherwise. But it's also that walking in two worlds you're talking about. If I walked into a room, and let's just say, I'm not talking about my mother, I'm just saying, let's say I talk into a room and I am what you see, and maybe she, you know, her soul contract was to carry a lot of darkness, and she watches CNN every day or whatever, you know, just totally in the matrix. Will she even see me? So one of the things that I do, I want to tell you, and I'm really saying this for men, and I don't know why. Okay, I have no idea. I'm just being guided. I do walk. I go in. I see her seated. I walk up to her. I kneel, and I kiss her on the third eye. You know, there's a little exchange, and you know, we got to remember, we create from our imagination. That's our true power. Like you said, this is our dream, and it's the dream of a dream of a dream. We might be in stasis on a spaceship dreaming this, but we're somewhere else in stasis living on the spaceship. You know, it's like Inception.
It's amazing what you're saying now, Todd, because in the last session, in the last group session, we were asked to detect the seal from the dark mother. We were all sealed, all females. I'm not sure about the males. I haven't worked on that, but all females, we were sealed in the third eye with the seal of the dark mother. So where we were having experience, we couldn't, there was this energy of the separation and this dark mother in interacting with us. This is why we have been, suffering so much in many ways with our relationship with our mother and motherhood. So now we are being liberated also from that. This is why I really believe that we will start seeing and experiencing things much clearer, and we will start feeling this connection with the true mother more directly, and this will help us a lot. This will give us power, love, and support to overcome all of those traumas and misunderstandings and distortions, and also overcome the dependency from the mother, because we might have cases with people having this disagreements or bad experiences with their mother, but then we also have the other cases who are very much attached to the mother. They're very much scared to leave and to leave their mother, to build their own lives. So both cases will be healing now because of the energies that are coming in, especially if somebody is working consciously on this with love towards the self. There's going to be a lot of support. This is how I feel it. A lot of support.
That vision, I forgot about it, but what I was going to tell you was I saw this, she came in, the mother came in, and she, like all the armies of the earth were on one side, like all the armies, all the bombs, and I just watched this like pink mist just come in, and it was her energy, and she just kind of went, and it wasn't it wasn't like destructive. It was very deep, and it was just showing like what you're talking about. Like, look, that the mother is compassion. What is compassion? No judgment, unconditional love. And I wrote something. I actually wrote something while this was happening, and I sent it to Morgan. I was just kind of like poetically channeling, and I started talking about the realization, oh my God, da, 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 da. And I said, so she never left me. It was I that walked out of her heart. Yes. Now I have returned to the place that I was born. Exactly. And I think that's the energy. That's what you're talking about, and what Morgan's channeling. This is something that's anchored to the earth now. So you're right. All the qualities of the mother will be. But I don't see the mother. Also, I don't see the mother only unconditional love and compassion. I also see hard love for the mother. I mean, she left us. I mean, on these levels of consciousness, things are happening differently. We were allowed to do what we did, to follow what we followed. And of course, we were never, help came with us, but we were allowed. And this is how we can have the experience and become adult beings. That's right. Mature souls. So she's also giving the hard love when, she's honoring our choices. Yeah. Fully honoring our choices. And what you said about the heart, because again, with people in sessions, often we see that the inner child, because of the situations
that she or he has faced in the family, the inner child has totally the wrong position in the family. We need to remember that our mother and father in the physical world, they are our gods. Right. They really function, their energy is like our gods. If we get hurt, if we get a different position in the family, playing the mother of our mother or the punisher of our father, this is where we bring suffering in our own being. And it's through therapy and through certain tools that we manage to get into those truths and find our true position in the family again. And there is no way, I've never seen it working. There are certain laws, instructions within the family. A child is always coming after the parents. Right. It is the parents who have the first, they are the ones who have the responsibility of the family. And even if they did bad things, we, as we are, healing ourselves, we are starting to accept their choices, no matter what they were. And we are being called to come back in the position in the right position of the child within the family that we were born in, and honor our father and our mother. In the same way, when we are becoming parents, we're the ones responsible. We are coming before our children. There are certain laws that I believe correspond to the true laws also. Not everything in this creation is wrong. There are laws that are corresponding to true creation. And there is a reason why. Somebody could say, what kind of a law is this that permits a parent to be, abusive, or a bad parent or irresponsible parent to a child? Why should I honor a parent like that? It's a big conversation. There is karma involved. There is self-beliefs involved. But if one really wants to heal, one needs to reach a place of acceptance. We're not here to teach or punish anybody. Whoever wasn't a good parent or whoever was an abusive parent, they will, on their own time, come they will deal with it at a point. We're not here to correct anybody or change anybody. No. What we need to do is what kind of beliefs was I carrying before I come here in order to be drawn or magnetized by this kind of parents and behaviors and, hurtful, abusive patterns and behaviors. What was how many times I've worked with people who have lost one of their parents and they are orphans, or the parent had left, and we work together, and they reach a point where they remember how they decided to neglect their parent before in a previous time and space. So when they reach this realization, they understand how they co-created this experience. And it's a shocking thing. But this is becoming responsible of how,
And it's becoming doable. Yes. Shortly after that, 2-3 days later, after the thing with my own mother. And again, I know that sounds like it's, and it is. I just don't want to disrespect anything or anyone, whatever. I see us as one and the same, just as I see as everyone is one and the same. Well, 2-3 days later, I thought I had done everything on the father. I thought, well, that's weird. The father was first, and now the mother's clear. I thought the mother, I did the mother dark feminine last year. That was a huge part of probably the biggest expansion I've ever had, But then it popped in, and I was standing there looking at him. And again, energetically, not on a personal level, I was shown the most heinous thing, the worst thing a father could do to a son. And I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's the worst thing. I won't say no more. And I heard, "Are you this man?" Looking at him. Because if you answer yes, you are every man. And I said, yes, I am. So I am that, all that he is, which means I am all that the earth is. So the more we can embrace the BS, the nastiness, we've all, in one way or another, even in this incarnation, in some level energetically, been barbaric, destroyed, dismembered, assassinated, raped, manipulated people. You know, I mean, we are energy masters becoming greater in our mastery. And this is how we're doing it. Man, this is like giving me a supercharge.
Especially if you think about that we have been under possession since many lifetimes. It's not I really don't believe that in our core we have any intention of being barbaric or abusing or killing, but there are other energies that have been involved, and the trauma has been very deep. But also, I want to say that what you just said, that we are everything, this is a very high level understanding and realization. This cannot be applied to everybody, especially the people who are beginning with their healing. It's like, you know, it's a experiential understanding and realization what you are saying. It's like if somebody comes to me that they're just starting, okay, it's like me telling them, oh, come on, love everybody, forgive everyone, everything is good. So what you have reached is a very high level of realization about yourself and creation, but cannot be applied to everybody. We need to go through steps, and we need to take it little by little, because otherwise the system is kicking. It's not going to accept any of this, you know? So that's why healing is necessary on different aspects of the self, and with different approaches, so that we can approach all these aspects in a way that can be understood and accepted. But absolutely what you said is true. Yes.
What you said is true too, because if you look at the way it's probably gone down for most of us, you know, at some point we started having faith, or the connection was strong enough, so we knew that was coming on. And but because we had been through the program, some of the things, so we were finding our light, you might say.
Yes.
And then when we got to a certain point, like you so eloquently explained, you get to another level, and now you have the strength and the wisdom and so on to look at the dark. Because as many people have been writing this year, in Morgan said in the session, I think 2 sessions back, she's like about the whole journey. She goes, and it's not easy. It's hard work.
It's very hard work.
Yeah. But yeah, I love what you said, because it's true. It's very true. It's like some people are willing to, like, hey, part of the big wake up for people was 9/11.
Yeah.
That was a big deal. So that's just, like, and I guess where I'm going with that is the catalyst of it. You separate yourself. I'm not those people. I'm not those people. And then as you get to go, like you're saying, you expand, you start to see a broader spectrum, and then you realize it's all within yourself. Because I
Yes.
truly am creating this. I mean, this is
Ah,
truly not just words. Well, when I say I'm creating this, if I look at my father, if I look at my mother, that's where it starts. That's Father God, Mother Universe, like, right? Whatever I think of them is how this world will be.
yes.
And that's it. If I haven't created the Holy Triad in all forms and dimensions, right down to this one, however I can do that, doesn't mean they have to be conscious of it, doesn't mean they even have to be incarnated. But if I have reached a Holy Triad with them, I truly have solidified and I carry that
Yes.
triad, that Trinity frequency with me in a new way. Because before the Earth experience, it looked like one thing, and now it looks like another. And this is a code we're writing, I believe.
Yeah. Again, this is such a high realization. It's like, if we look at humanity in general, even the most basic thing, which is the most apparent, the cooperation between the feminine and the masculine, the understanding of this has been lost, really, because of the deep separation. Even to reach a point to start forgiving yourself and the other, and understanding that abundance can only come through this cooperation and respect and love and understanding. Even this, just to reach the most basic level of understanding of this, it's very difficult, because you have to go through all the traumas that you think you're a victim of. There is so much victimhood implanted in us. There's so much victim mentality that we need to do the work of many generations before us, as we had carrying their pain, their separation, their distortion. And yes, but I wanted to ask you something, Todd. Did you go through any kind of, with Morgan, did you go through any kind, and I'm talking about this week, any kind of recalibration or exchange of energy, like correction of energy?
Yeah. I mean, just off the top of my head, I would have to say I need to listen to the session that we put out last night, session 11. But go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what I mean. So I felt this week that because of the separation and because the true twin flames couldn't find each other, their innate effort was to reach their beloved. So they start becoming like them. So men were embodying a lot of female energy, and women were embodying a lot of male energy. Does this make sense? So during this week, I experienced this recalibration on my physical body between me and my twin flame. And I was explained how, in my effort of trying to reach his energy and become one with him, I had taken on masculine energy that wasn't serving me in this body, at least. And the same thing he had done too. Does this make sense? Did you have any experience like that?
Like 4 or 5 times. Yeah, they're totally a reconnection. Like she shows like two tetrahedrons, pyramids, 4-sided pyramids. They're spinning opposite directions as they move closer together, and then snap. They click. So several things. I mean, I think I told you about the one where we went into the womb. I became the womb. She's a comet. You know about that one. So she's the sperma, and then I'm, and it was like this whole thing happened to me. And then I think, like last night, look, like I said earlier about the no space thing, I could feel, and I felt our before many times, but again, this was a totally different thing. I could feel the vertical and the horizontal magnetization. I had never felt that. That's a feminine, that's the feminine. But what had happened was my total channel had opened, and over this period, and I was being shown last night, and I was told this will never leave you ever again. Like it's fully on, you can feel it at all times, and I can. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like going to the bathroom, I'm like, oh, I wonder if she can see me. I'm just kidding. But no, the pool, yeah. So absolutely, and like I said earlier, and it's on that session. She says this, and I was right there with her. I was like, God, this is the deepest merging we've ever had, and at the root chakra with the root of the third energy, which essentially that's right. She said this is the deepest, and we've had many mergings. I can't even. I would say probably. What, probably 500, I don't know, 1,000, I don't know. But yeah, so something happened. And I also have seen this with Soulogy. So all this stuff has happened at the same time. Just real quick, on March the 1st, I wake up. Morgan had moved to this house sitting at this place with 80 acres, beautiful place. And I for some reason, the land and I just boom. And I said, hey, I'm walking over there. I'm like, wow, this is a cool place. Something's going on. On the 1st of March, I write her a note and I said, the land's going to open up to you. You're going to see a Stargate. 2 days later, she's sitting outside. She took pictures and put it up. She sees a Stargate. 2-3 days more, the portals are appearing in her groups. The Stargates, and in our sessions together, we were using the Stargate or going through the Stargate. I was shown they were all over the world, and I think I might have written some stuff about it. And like this whole new world opening up. But one of the things that had happened through the evolution of Soulogy, so it's like March. I have a meeting on like I want to say it was the 1st. No, the 3rd. See, the day she saw the Stargate, I have a meeting. I figure we're still 6 months away. On the Monday, which would be whatever that is, the 4th, the 6th, I meet the other part of our collaborators, the IT people. Wow. And they're masculine and feminine. And she comes in, and the minute she started talking, I just went, whoa. Like everything started spinning. I see triads, I see. So turns out we have another meeting 2 days later, and just because it happened that way, naturally, magically, organically, we launch it on Morgan's birthday, which is the same day that I got the name in 2012, 4 years before I'd meet her. So, but there's this energy in the form of a divine, of a sacred union that is our collaborators. Ryan Aguilar and Christy Aguilar carry that energy. They naturally, organically floated over here, and there's a bunch of them out there, and I'm watching it happen, and it's incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. Yeah, so I think collectively, we know that energy is within us, but we're connecting with other people, which you know because you do groups, and I mean this it's like I don't know. I just picture it like a bunch of little ants. There's this big world and and they're just like multiplying like so fast, like bees.
Yes, and there's so many more coming on. I think, what you're describing is all the synchronicities when when twin flames meet, all those synchronicities come on, they appear, and also any karma that is being active is being processed. But now I think that many more twin flames will be healing with themselves and healing their relationship, and they will we're coming together in the physical. And the message was that once the twin flames come together, after all these purifications and cleansings, then and there, once they come physically together, they will see the big door, like the big actual new door opening. And I think there are many following, many divine couples are following. And this vertical axis you're talking about, for the group we have done back in August of 2022,
Right.
It was when Mother Earth called, she gave the permission for Father Sky, Father Uranus, to return into union with her. She gave the permission, and since then, if you remember, going into September, the masculine went through a deep introspection, a deep cleansing, purification, recalibration, and the vertical is what will be manifesting the new now, because with the horizontal, we have been working in the past, in the previous years, which is the sun and the pearl, the moon as the pearl, and we have done the horizontal. Now that the vertical is actually established, this is when we're going to see the huge beginning of the new manifestations. This is the completion of the first two main twin flames union, the horizontal and the vertical. Now, those four, they hold one element each, which these elements, they make up our reality. The four together, they birth ether, they birth the fifth element, and then there are many other twin flame couples that bring in their own elements, and it goes to infinity. So we have, this creation of this amazing geometrical.
Yeah, it's like a mosaic.
Yes, yes. And we're the same. Coming back together with our twin flame, we are basically taking our position in this creation with our own elements, because each one of us carries a certain element, certain quality that we bring in the picture, we bring into this creation, and it is unique. Like Mother Earth, she has the earth, she has the earth element, and Father Sky, he has the sound, he has air. In the same way, we and our twin flame carry specific elements that we are called to reactivate and recognize and bring in union and bring our essence in the creation.
Yeah, last night I think part of it was do you want to align, with the original seed? I mean, and then the whole thing with like the flowers, and you're talking about the lotus. I mean, listening to you for an hour and 45 minutes, and then comparing it to some of the others recently, and of course to Morgan, they're all coming together. They're all saying the same thing. Yes. You can see the connection of the sisterhood or whatever it may be, the information, the intel. Danielle Wilk was on yesterday, and she went deep.
Yes, I watched part of it, and it was very beautiful sharing.
Yeah, it was. And so that's what we're going to see. We're going to see this influx of that type of frequency, like you heard.
Yes, the twin flame unions taking their position in creation and being the co-creators. But about the seeds, so we had another amazing experience. So it was told that the twin flames weren't allowed to bring seeds, children in. Like, speaking of children, they weren't allowed to bring children into this reality. And if they did, if it happened, and it did, in many cases, the children were taken or killed, la, 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 la. I personally had this experience. So in one of the sessions, we experienced our future selves took us to see how our children are returning. So we will have the twin flames who will be birthing new things, like, let's say, Soulogy. And we also have twin flames who will birth children. They will actually be able to birth children again after so long into this reality. And this is going to be a game changer.
Wow.
So our future selves, they took us to a gate, which is west, far, far west of Earth. And the children were taken behind this gate, and they were kept there, and they were abducted, basically. So now those children were liberated, and we could watch them returning to their true families. And we were watching the children, but the children were bigger than us. They had bigger bodies, and also them returning to the families. They had bigger bodies. So we were watching something that has taken place in the future from our future selves. And it was such a big celebration because these children were taken away. And now we got the confirmation that we've done it. The children are saved and returned to their families. Whatever is happening in our reality, children abuse, children abduction, it has happened to us in another level also.
Yeah. Well, that's how it started. That was how you started the history. I mean, the history being whoever they are that created this quadrant of the universe. It was populated by the innocent children through seduction, through candy, through whatever, and a copy.
Through smell also.
Whatever.
Yes.
I mean, whatever. It was ill-intended. It was meant to be, but it was ill-intended. And there's been too many people that have come across this show, and I've seen out there too that say in channels and such that say kind of like we knew what we were signing up for, but somebody lied to us, or we knew it was going to be tough, but it wasn't. We weren't told it was going to be like this, something like that. So that tells me that there was some level of pushback, and I know that everything is perfectly designed. It makes sense to me. If, let's just say the creator said, okay, here's what we're going to do, and you send it down there, but the creator, and that's really what it's about to me, trust. I'm either going to trust existence or not. And if I trust existence, I can trust myself. So if the creator or the God, mother goddess, or whatever tried to put a spin on it at the very end for our best, I trust that. I trust that.
Yeah, it's what did I want to say? I forgot about it.
I almost kept you 2 hours. Are you okay? Is that all right?
Yes.
We'll close it out. This is the last full-length SOULSPEAKS 5D on Facebook, YouTube. So, I mean, we may pop something in now and then that's some kind of special thing or something. I don't know, but so it's how it ended up being you, which is really cool.
Can you say that again? This is the last. Can you say that again?
Okay, so this is the last full-length SOULSPEAKS 5D episode that will run live on Facebook, YouTube, etc. Because hey, this music. There we go. You're funny. You're funny.
Oh, I have another one too. Okay, let me see if I find it. Let's celebrate the new beginning. Right?
Yes.
Okay, wait. I'm going to dedicate this to you, to Morgan, to Soulogy, and everybody. So let me find it.
Everybody's gonna.
I listened to this earlier because I'm a kid and I'm a warrior, and this is from Karate Kid.
Karate Kid? The Karate Kid?
So let me find it.
Let's see.
Okay, wait. Okay.
Is that it? Is that from the Karate Kid?
Yes.
I like that movie, but I don't remember that song. Wow, what a great.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. For everybody.
Yeah, well, this has been great. Yeah, and thanks for joining the community. I mean, this is going to be built by all of us, right?
Yes, of course I was going to join the community. It's lovely. I mean, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I think Morgan was saying April's going to be a little bit lighter than March. What do you think? Not that it won't
with the Luciferian, I don't know, with the Luciferian aspect that we are called to do. Yes, I don't know. I think generally speaking, we're entering a more smooth reality.
Yeah.
And we just have some few things, last things to attend and address, and just allow.
Yeah.
And I think, yes, it's becoming smoother for us.
Yeah, I think we're getting used to the nature of the beast, so to speak, like the nature of
in us.
Yeah, the altered exactly. But before we go, if you would just do us a favor, and just kind of restate, kind of go over what you and your group have received that we're going to be working with, in your words, this Luciferian thing within ourselves, so like give us an idea of what that might look like. Can you do that?
So absolutely, yes. So first of all, the Luciferian energy is again connected to Aquarius. And if we go to the story, we will see that Lucifer was an archangel who managed to go from the 7th to the 8th dimension and become a god. But because the angels and the archangels were not meant to have free will in the sense of that we know it, it was said that Lucifer went against this creation, the laws of the Father. So in us, whenever we work with Lucifer, and again, this is going to be the first time I'm going to do this, and I don't know many things, because many things come up when we do the session. But what you said before, Todd, when you left the heart of your mother and left the heart of the father, whenever we have this experience and we become, reactive, maybe we don't have exactly the experience, or maybe something has gotten into us that we are in a antagonism. And this is, I think, connected to this aspect. I don't know how we will experience it, but I think all of us have experienced this aspect, and I don't know how deep we'll go. But for sure, working with this aspect and the toxicity and the inner battling of this aspect, we will be given the codes of the new horizon, the new earth. This is one of the last, if it's not the last, it's one of the last keys that we will be recovering. Our divine rights upon the new land. because again, I will go again at the beginning and tell you, it's all about the contracts and our divine rights that we lost and the jurisdictions. This is how we're taking them back.
Right.
And another thing I wanted, yes?
Well, I was just saying, in order to do that, we, in so many words, we are going to be faced, for the best of reasons, with the toxicity within our bodies, with whatever that,
and hate also. Hate is coming back. It's coming up a lot. Hate, yes. Any
type of prejudice or bias, any level of judgment, of superiority, inferiority. And this is the really deep stuff, I think, especially after what's happened this month.
Yes, I think it's connected to also miasm. You know what the miasma is?
I've heard it. Yeah.
Yes.
Miasma.
Do you know what? I don't know the word in English. Do you know when a dog gets the saliva?
Oh, like rabies.
Rabies?
Is where what do you mean the saliva?
Yes,
like
yes.
they're sick?
Yes. Yes, they're sick. Yes. So I think that this word is also coming up for Luciferian aspect.
What?
Hate and rabies, you said? Let me get it on my phone. Just a second. I want to be sure.
No, I have the wrong word. I have the wrong word.
Yes, it's rabies. It's rage, rabies, hate. All of this is at the very core of our experience. And I think that all of these energies are connected to the Luciferian aspect. They're coming up, at least for this. I will know more when we do it. So I don't know, and it's a miasm. I think it's one of the miasms of humanity, rabies. No, maybe not.
Hang on, I'm going to look this up real quick. Hang on, I'm going to see something. Let's see what it says.
And also, you know, craziness, like a virus in the nervous system. Illness of the nervous system. This is connected. Now, these are coming up now as I'm connecting to this. So we will be working with this. It's very deep, and it's connected to a lot of illness for humanity.
Okay, and so a miasma is a highly unpleasant or unhealthy smell or vapor.
There are many miasmas. Miasmas.
Yeah, there's more. One. There's more here. It says an oppressive or unpleasant atmosphere which surrounds or emanates from something. There was a miasma over this place. Wow, that's something to
before we enter the new horizon and step on the new soil, the new land, we need to deal with this. It's very, very deep in our genetic, and it's been active in the generations also, but it has to do also with our relationship with God, Father God, Mother Goddess, and what took place between them two. So I guess it's a very deep work. And that's why I'm saying I love the energies of April, and we are able to work with the Luciferian aspect now because the 4 diamonds are back and we have support. But we might see this hate or this, rabies coming up in the collective uncontrolled.
Right. Wow, this is some high level stuff. This has been I'm just totally digging these shows lately. They're just reflective of what's happening.
So the last thing I wanted to say, because I think we've gone for a long time now, is that I wanted to share that whatever the elite is trying to implement on people, which is basically to draw them in a deeper level of separation into AI, we have already fallen for this. So we are part AI and we are part organic.
Right.
We are already fallen for the AI, you know, the bytes, and now there is bigger push to go deeper. For us, we're not taking this bite. We're actually returning back to become organic, and we're dropping our AI aspects, right? So we need to remember that we have already fallen for the AI, and that the people who are they cannot see it now and they're following the AI, they're going deeper into AI. It's going to be very hard for them to come out of this, but we will be there as their guides. And when we manage to complete our transition, we will be called to help them at a point.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's going to be, yes, it's going to be even harder for them, because they're going to go robotic, synthetic.
Wow, that was an awesome 2 hours. It was a great way to conclude.
Any songs from 80s from your side to close this beautiful conversation?
All right,
any songs from the 80s or the 70s?
Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can.
Any dancing song?
I'm gonna see if I can get a song from the 80s. How about that? Let's see, from the 80s. Let me think of the 80s.
Whatever, 90s. What was the song that you loved dancing when you were, I don't know, a teenager? Or
I didn't dance. I didn't dance till I was 50.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of one.
What's your favorite song of dancing now?
God, I haven't done it in so long. Probably I'd say probably maybe let's see, what's this? Oh no. I don't know. I'm out of it. I got too much to do. All right. So I'll see you on the Soulogy network and community, and hope to have you on once a month. And I want to build a set schedule. And of course, I'm not the I'm just the worker kind of. So we've got to get a lot of feedback from, Morgan and others. But yeah, definitely, I really see that, I want to see like just as much original programming there as possible, as many views, as many perspectives, and just supporting people to be themselves. That's what we want to, put into physical manifestation. So it's still early in the game, but yeah, I'll see you over there in that sandbox and that magic.
Yes, let's do it.
We will. Here we go. See you later.
Bye, Dog.